Cher. How you doing? So who's this?
This is my little boo-boo.
So you do like dogs?
I kind of like them. Yeah, I have 4 of them.
Oh my goodness, that's quite a bit. I have to tell you that I read your book, and I found it very compelling. I just really enjoyed it. So I'm very curious as to what inspired you to write this book.
It's my journey. It's a spiritual journey that I took when I found that I was walking on 2 canes. And I was not really accepting what the Western doctors were telling me, that I was going to be a cripple and in pain for the rest of my life. Who wants to do that? And I learned about John of God, and he is in Brazil. And so I went down to see him and worked with him. And while I was there, I met a little dog who was also a healer, and inspired me to write this book, because when I arrived in Brazil, I was able to see how John of God was working and how this little dog was working as well. And I was just elated with this dog, and I got the story. I left without my canes, and I got the story about this dog.
Very much lately, I've been seeing so many interviews with Dr. Wayne Dyer and Oprah and other people talking about John of God. So what was your experience with John of God?
Working with him and being in that area, that village, I was able to really come to know that we are all truly one. That if we are to step further than our ego, that there's loving. And that's where the oneness is. It was really interesting because during the day, John of God would work on me, or hundreds and hundreds of people. And at night, there was this little dog and would knock on my door. I swear to God, it sounded like somebody knocking. And I would open up the door and it'd be little Chico. He's an actual dog that knows what he's doing. He's a healing dog in the village, and he would go from posada to posada and do his job. They were helping me with my lungs too, because you can come down and ask for at least 9 things per what's called surgery. So he would sleep close to my lungs, and then when I would roll over, he'd be right there, where, sitting next to my lungs where I moved, and it was just uncanny. He was so sought after at one time that someone actually stole him and took him to Canada and hid him away from this third world village, and they had rallied to get him back, and it's a beautiful story. And when I left Brazil without my canes, I was also given that story to write.
Do you think that Dog of God is going to appeal to everyone?
I think if people choose to look at it as a wild romp through magical worlds, which is in my title, oh, here's my book, by the way, that they'll have a wonderful ride in fantasy, kind of a Harry Potter meets Chico. A dog or something, And it's told through the eyes of the dog, who has an amazing personality. And so I think people will really enjoy that. And I think the people that are also spiritual-minded or wanting to learn about how to expand your consciousness and actually know and see what's happening on the other side, I think it's a wonderful opportunity. And even people that have been doing this for years and years and already know about this, I think that they'll still learn.
So, how can people get your book? I'm sure that everybody is going to want to read it. It's a life changer.
Oh, thank you. That's my dream. That's my dream, for millions of people to hold a book and read it. How they can get it is they can virtually get it just about anywhere. Any ebook, any iBook, any kind of book they're going to come up with anymore, because you never know tomorrow what's going to be available. You can get it at Barnes & Noble as long as they're going to be around. You can get it at any bookstore. And also, you can come to my website, which is www dogofgod.com. Pretty easy, huh?